fixed drug combination of capecitabine and cyclophosphamide for the treatment of MBC. Next. So this is the global scenario. So from 2002 to 2018, so that's the last Globochem data. So incidence-wise, prevalence-wise, and mortality-wise, so we are no less in terms of cancer. Next. So almost doubling of prevalence, incidence, and almost 10 millions of mortality. Next. So if you talk about cancers, the incidence and mortality, so definitely so one of the important is breast cancers. Next, in females. So the current challenges of maximum tolerated dose, there is MTD chemotherapy, is that collateral damage, which we don't want. Certain malignancies do not have cure. And so once you are using a 3-weekly regimen, so there is an emerging resistance or a kinetic failure. Next. So do you all believe? Next. So there is oral chemotherapy. So the slides are not coming properly. Metronomic therapy and a fixed drug combination, that is FDC. Next. Next.
Can you have better slides, please?
So you go back one slide. Can you go back one slide? Yeah. So this is a BMC paper. Yeah. Yeah, go back once. So yeah, so yeah, oral chemotherapy, metronomic chemotherapy, and fixed drug combination. Next. So chemotherapy drugs more really is not better. A change of strategy in the war on cancer. So because we now understand that cancer is a chronic disease and we should be treating as such. Next. So what are the perceptions of the patient? So oral therapy, many will prefer, many will actually opt for, and there are a group of patients and attendants so where once you apply, does it work? So that's their question. So once we are practicing lung cancers with mutations, and the importance is that oral therapy will need to be covered in insurance, but there is some good news that so probably some insurances are now covering up. Next. So there is a paper in the BMC in 2011. So acceptance of oral chemotherapy in breast cancer studies. So this was a 14-item questionnaire. So oral versus IV. So 224 questionnaires were evaluated. Next. So what did it infer? So that definitely patients who are on oral therapy, so there was a higher quality of life. If you go through the amount of tablets or capsules, so maximum 6 to 8 tablets was acceptable. And if you can see the graph, so do you believe that an oral chemotherapy affects your everyday life? So you can see there were 3 and 4. So very much from the patient's perceptions. Next. So what is your perception about oral therapy or a metronomic or a fixed drug? So is it effective? Is there evidence? Is it an eminence-based or is it an expertise? Next. So capecitabine monotherapy, we know that efficacy and tolerability. Next. So disease control with varying with comparative and non-comparative trials. So disease control rate with capecitabine single agent ranges from 36 to 67%. Next. So if you look at the tolerability and the toxicity of a capecitabine on a standard dose with a standard schedule, so you can start from the baseline lymphopenia, diarrhea, mucositis, hand-foot syndrome till insomnia. Next. So there was a paper which was published presented in this virtual ASCO 2020. So maintenance metronomic capecitabine, which has extended DFS in an operable TNBC. This was a phase 3 trial, which had randomized more than 400 patients. So one into a maintenance arm of capecitabine in a metronomic dosing, and the other group was an observation. So the primary endpoint was a disease-free survival, and secondary endpoint was distant disease-free, overall survival, and safety. So more than 90% patient completed 1 year of capecitabine, which was a metronomic dose. So around 60 months of follow-up, we can see. So we can see those patients who received capecitabine for a year, so they had improved DFS, DDFS, but the overall survival was not much different. And we can see the safety profile was also good. Next. So that concluded that 1 year of probably metronomic capecitabine is good for those patients with operable TNBC after the local and systemic therapy. Next. So these are Indian stalwarts in metronomic chemotherapy. In between, you can see our teacher, Dr. Banawali. Next. And Kumar Prabhas and these. So these are world experts who have actually, starting from Jude Folkman, that they are vouched for metronomic therapy and metronomic dosing of cytotoxic drugs. Next. So clinical trials involving metronomic chemotherapy, they are much more in hematological diseases, CNS, and soft tissues. So probably the next cohort is breast cancers, followed by colon, ovary. So these are metronomic chemotherapy in adults in metastatic breast cancers with HR positive, triple negative, HER2 positive, metastatic metronomic chemotherapy in ovarian cancers, hormone refractory prostate cancers, and neuroendocrine cancers. Next. So the progress in systemic therapy for metastatic breast cancer, we have heard from Dr. Bapsi. So in last 40 years, so many good things have happened from tamoxifen. Today, we are talking about CDK4/6 inhibitors and the fixed drug combination. Next. So the metronomic chemotherapy in MBC, why it is required? Because there are many patients who finances issues. So post-COVID, that again is brings out most important oral administration, so good tolerability, positive patients' perceptions, and definitely an effective alternative. Next. So these are the oral drugs, cyclophosphamide, methotrexate, capecitabine, and oral vinorelbine in MBC, which can be used in combinations or alone. Next. So what is metronomic chemotherapy? You can see, so once we are using a 3-weekly schedule, that is a maximum tolerated dose. So the second group is metronomic chemotherapy lower dose on a weekly basis. And the last one is a metronomic chemotherapy lower dose on a daily basis. That is chronic administration of a chemotherapeutic drug at low minimal toxic doses on a frequent schedule of administration with no prolonged drug-free breaks. Next. It actually came from this metrotome, which is a magical instrument that produces regular metric tricks representing fixed regular oral pulse. Next. So these are Indian experiences of different metronomic schedules in head and neck cancers, comparing with chemotherapy, comparing with a targeted therapy like cetuximab from the west and from the east and from the southern group of our country. Next. So metronomic chemotherapy works on the principles of inhibition of angiogenesis, stimulation of the immune systems, and directly targeting the tumor cells. Next. So there is a difference between the conventional and metronomic. We know that the lower dose versus the maximum tolerated dose, so 3-weekly versus either daily or alternate. The importance here is the conventional, so rise and fall of plasma concentration, whereas in metronomic chemotherapy, there is a sustained plasma concentrations. So while in the MTD, so targets proliferating tumor cells, whereas in the metronomic, we targets endothelial cells of vascular of the tumor. Next. So this is represented here in this diagram. Next. So that there are around 18 drugs which can be used in single or in combinations as a metronomic therapy. Next. So successful drugs repositioning from examples, we have been using celecoxib, anti-inflammatory, propranolol, valproic acid, metformin, and itraconazole. Next. So this was a pan-European expert meeting, that is PENELOPE project. So this was published in 2019. Next. So the consensus of this, consensus from this meeting was that metronome chemotherapy is truly a new treatment options. Second is that there are multiple mechanisms of action. And third, the most important is the best known effect is an angiogenesis inhibition. Next. So in terms, if we are talking about a breast cancer MBC, so HR positive and TNBC are the patient populations who are benefited most, and definitely it is an advantageous option for the elderly patients. And today we have a robust preclinical and clinical data. Next. So that was our Penelope project. So this is the ABC4 guidelines in chemotherapy and also in the HER2 positive. We can see in the metronomic chemotherapy guidelines. So it is a 1B category, and in fact HER2 positive. So there is a category 2A recommendations. Next. So when combining drugs, so not only direct effects, antigens immune mediated. So probably, so we are looking at some endocrine effects also. Next. So that is worth noting. So why capecitabine is a preferred partner? Because high single agent activity, unique safety profile, the available drugs like paclitaxel, docetaxel, cyclophosphamide with thymidine phosphorylase activation. So data and efficacy with combined use of drugs, including capecitabine. Next. So this is how the rationality of combination of capecitabine. So on the left hand side, you can see once you take capecitabine passes through the intestine to the liver. So there is a enzymatic changes, and you can see there are two enzymes. There is C and the CYD, and once from the liver it goes to the tumor. So we can see on this the green one. So from FDUR to 5FU. So this thymidylate phosphorylase enzymes is important. Next. So this is actually enhanced by cyclophosphamide. So cyclophosphamide, besides its own anti-cancer effects, synergizes the high upregulations of TP. Next. So the rationale of combination is that capecitabine exerts anti-angiogenesis and cyclophosphamide upregulates the intratumoral TP. So promising tolerability and activity, and definitely makes an attractive all oral alternative. Next. So the clinical studies of capecitabine and cyclophosphamide combination. Next. So this is the phase 1 trial. Next. So this phase 1 trial showed that, go back. So phase 1 trial shows that, go back. So yes, next. So of a dose of 829 of cyclophosphamide of capecitabine twice daily plus cyclophosphamide of 33 milligram per meter square twice daily, both administered from day 1 to 14 every 3 weeks, is feasible, active, and extremely well tolerated. Next. So another phase. Next. So this is a phase 2 trial. The difference in the tumor response suggests a reasonable chance that combination of cyclophosphamide and capecitabine is superior to capecitabine alone. Next. Next. So in this phase 2 SWOG trial, so PFS, OS, and response rate outcomes with combination compare favorably with those of capecitabine alone. And the important here was that flat dosing of oral agents was used due to published data indicating that demonstrating high activity in both luminal A, HR positive, HER2 negative, and a triple negative disease. Next. So the rationale of combination showed that there is a promising tolerability and activity. So the combination is actually a less pill burden, giving patients more freedom. Next. Next. So existing data, no randomized filter, no PK study, no confirmation of synergism. And so we needed a combination, no systemic drug. Next. So the phase 2 and 3 clinical study was done. Next. So this was randomized open label. So my center was one, even the TMH and Kidwai was one. Next. So the FDC, that's capecitabine and cyclophosphamide, were available in two strengths. So one was 700 of capecitabine plus 30 milligram of cyclophosphamide. The other was 420. So there was 3 dose levels, 1, 2, and 3. So in the 1, so you have 1 plus 1. In 2, you have 2 plus 1. And the dose level 3, the highest one was 2 plus 2. Next. So the key inclusion criteria, standard inclusion, but you need to have one measurable. So the patient is exposed to either anthracyclines at plus minus taxanes. The exclusion was no CNS disease, no significant motor or sensory disease. Next. So the primary endpoint was overall response rate, and the secondary endpoint was the best overall response. In the first group, that's part 1, 66 patients. So group 1, 2, 3, we found out that group 1, that is the lowest dose, was not effective. So we moved to the second level. So we continued to D2 and D3, that is second level and third level. Next. Total completions were 80. Next. So this was the demographic data. So median age was 49. So all good performance status, only 5 patients with poor performance status. Next. So coming to the ITT population, you can see the D2 level. So almost 87% of disease control rate, and in the D3 levels, almost 85%. Next, coming to the PP populations, again, almost 90% of disease control rate. Next. So this was the safety. So when you are using this drug in isolation, so you see lots of hand-foot syndrome, diarrhea. But while combining this drug in the FDC, so neither in dose level 2 or 3, we see significant hematological or non-hematological toxicity. Next. So comparison with the published historical data. Next. So we compared, so higher rate of disease control rate with the safety profile as compared to the similar combination. Next. So next. So this is the size of a capecitabine. Next. So 1 plus 1 is 2, but we are talking at 1 plus 1 is more than 2. Next. So the patch. Next. So this is actually the size. Next. So on the right hand side, you can see the 700 plus 30 milligram is a bit bigger, while 400 plus 20 is a bit smaller. So that's the successful couple. That is FDC. Next. So small wonders, we can see the small is beautiful. Next. So the conclusion, so synergistic anti-tumor activity, established efficacy, balance between efficacy and side effects, definitely an attractive oral alternative, convenience. Next. So metronomic, the moral is that it does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Next. So this is the journey of this capecitabine and cyclophosphamide, and we stand here in 2020. Next. So this is the approval from the DCGI in this COVID time, April 2020. Next. Even Sanofi is also doing. So to me, like the versatile actors of Bollywood in many of the advanced cancers and low socioeconomic strata, so oral chemotherapy, metronomic chemotherapy, and FDC is a boon. Next. Thank you.